I bought, because, you know, like I said, watching videos on Instagram. I say Instagram, I do watch videos on Instagram too, but YouTube. And we're finding out that certain products, you know, you have to use a certain way. Like, if you're gonna buy stuff with sulfates, you have to make sure your hair has a lot of oils and moisture in it. So you can do a pre-poo with full with moisture, and then you use sulfates because sulfates strip your hair. And there is silicones in certain products, so the silicones blocks out moisture. That's why your hair is dry. So when you use anything with silicones, you have to use stuff with moisture first, and then silicones. That way it traps the moisture, and like oils do. And there's so many things I'm like, what? I have to remember all of this. I have to check the bottle every time I use something, but like, what does this have again? Is this silicone? Let me check. Read the ingredients. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I'm not a professional. I'm not a pro. I'm just learning. I'm just trying to figure this out right now. I know nothing. So I want it to be as easy as possible for me to get right. Alright? So I'm like, I'm gonna try to get some stuff that's silicone free, yada yada yada. So did some research. People made some recommendation. They're like, this though will be great for your hair, all that good stuff. Made some choices, ordered those products, and these products are supposed to be silicone free, sulfate free, paraben free, all the stuff that's not good for you free, because I don't have time to try to figure this shit out. So I get the products, and I'm like, I'm looking at the back of it, I'm like, it says silicone free, but I remember watching a video where it says if it ends in, the word ends in ATE, it's a sulfate. And if it ends in OIN, whatever, on, it's a silicone. I'm like, does that rule apply to everything? Because a bunch of these stuff says that. So I'm like, maybe it's not all of them. And then I found a video where it points out, okay, if you see dimethicone, that's the bad one. If you see this one, that's the bad one. So I'm like, okay, if I don't see those, it might be good. But I was still hella confused, because I'm like, why does it says 8 or own if it's not the thing, right? Google the words. I'm like, it's a silicone, it's a sulfate. So how is it silicone free and sulfate free if it has silicones and sulfate in it? How does this shit work? Now I'm hella confused. I'm like, this shouldn't be that hard. Is it rocket science? Like, am I a freaking chemist? No. I just want to make it easy and simple to do the right thing. That's it. Just make it easy for me to do the right thing to my hair. Great. Apparently it can't be that easy. So I'm here thinking maybe like certain products, like, you know, they have FDA and whatever organization. They say that there's a certain products that is safe to be used or safe to be consumed in a certain quantity, right? So like say water, like it could have impurities in it, but it's safe if it's under a certain quantity or between a certain percentage, I'm guessing. So I'm like, maybe it's like that. Maybe those you know, products need the ingredients, the silicone and stuff, the ingredients to make it work, to preserve it, to make it have whatever slip it needs to have and all this stuff. Maybe they need it for the mixture, but it doesn't have any effect on the hair, and it doesn't block out stuff, and it doesn't strip hair and all that, whatever. Like, maybe it's just an inactive ingredient that they just need to make the mixture work. Maybe. Some big babies right here. So I'm like, I'm gonna use it anyways and see how it is. So I used it. I actually liked most of the products. I mean, my hair felt great, but I don't know which products to attribute the greatness to. And maybe I used some myself, and maybe they all work together to make it good. I don't know. I did a lot of stuff. I did a pre-poo with a whole bunch of oils. I have a video for that. I didn't edit it yet though, cause yeah. So I did a whole bunch of oils, pre-poo, left it overnight. Then I did like a whole deep conditioner, and I used this and I used that. I literally used everything I bought. So if something didn't work, I wouldn't have known. Anywho, so this brings me to current day, February, whatever day this is, 5th, 6th, 2020. And because I've been going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, I've come across videos about Deva Curl. So if you don't know about the issues or the claims that have been made against Deva Curl, I'm gonna make it very simple and summarize it because I don't have like expansive details, and this video is already too long. So Needless to say, thousands upon thousands of people are saying that Deva Curl hair care products that was made for curly, wavy, kinky hair people are damaging their hair. They're having loose curl patterns, bald spots, hair is falling out in clumps and clumps and clumps, all kind of shenanigans, right? So I don't have any Deva Care products. I've never used Deva Care products. I did not buy any Deva Care products. But the reason why I'm not concerned is because I almost could have bought Deva Hair Care products because I was going based off recommendation from videos I've seen and people that have said, oh, this stuff works, yada yada yada. And I don't know exactly, I've seen the products, right? But I don't know exactly why I didn't go with it. It could have been the price, could have been a review, could have been anything. But I wasn't focusing on that at the time because I was like, I'm just looking for shit. Like, I'm not trying to like document the reason why I didn't choose this or just choose that. I was just trying to get some stuff together, and I was looking through so many reviews and so many videos and so many things. I was like, oh god, this is so much stuff. But I finally decided on a couple ones, right? So Deva Curl Debacle starts, and I'm like, oh, thank god I didn't buy any Deva Curl. This shit does not affect me. Sorry to all the girls who have been losing hair. Girl, thank god I dodged a bullet, right? And then I'm watching so many videos and people are like, no, my hair is falling out and it's, you know, not good, and there's products, things in there not good, and they talk about the Think Dirty app, and they talk about this other app that you can use to look up ingredients and all that good stuff. And you look it up, when I look it up, Deva Curl has the highest scores, red, no good, well, some good ingredients, but some ingredients that's not good for you. And I'm like, oh no, that's why, right? However, Deva Curl is adamant that their products are safe. The ingredients in the products have been tested. They work. They're good. They're perfect. There's nothing wrong with the products. And I'm just here like, what? Is it safe or is it not safe? Who's lying? Who's not lying? Who's telling the truth? What is happening, right? So I'm finding this very interesting, only because it's like I could have been involved in a situation, so now I'm like, let me follow up, and people are crying, like, I'm crying. Okay, I wasn't crying, but it was hard to watch when people are crying about their hair and the frustration, and I'm like, oh god, this is crazy. You know, this could have been anyone. And you know, people are making speculation. They're trying to figure out, to find reasons why this could have happened. Some people have said maybe it's like a chemical spill, contamination. Maybe, you know, some formula was changed and it's now some cheap bad ingredients that's being used, and they're not coming forward and saying it. And I'm not the person that like thinks the worst of everybody, thinks the worst of people. I try to be open-minded. I try to be like, oh, let me look at the both sides of the story kind of thing, because maybe people are not innately evil, and maybe companies are not innately evil. Maybe it's just, you know, complicated. So Deva Curl said everything is safe, and these people are like, no, it's not, because my hair is falling out, so what the heck. Maybe one bottle of that product has a certain amount of that ingredients in it, and it's safe. But then when you use multiple products, you use 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 bottles of Deva Care product that has a certain amount of that ingredient in it that's safe, and it all builds up and piles up, and now it's a formula that's increasing the quantity of that ingredient. Well, it shouldn't be ingredient, chemical, but ingredient that is, you know, supposed to be safe, but because you're putting so much product, you know, all at once on your hair, or using them all at the same time in your regimen, your routine, now it builds up that ingredient, and now it becomes an unsafe quantity, if that makes sense, right? So like if one bottle has like a drop of sulfate, and the next bottle has like 2 drops of sulfate, and that's supposed to be safe. And remember, sometimes with these things, it's like a range that's supposed to be safe. So it's not like, oh yeah, use, you know, 2 kilograms and that's fine. Generally, like, say 0.11% to 3% is safe. So a company could choose to use 0.11%, or they could use the 3% and it still be considered safe, right? So now you have some products that have 1%, some products have 2%, some products have 3%, and you put it all together. Now it's like the percentage is added because it's all together. So now you have like a whole 6% of that ingredient, chemical is what it is, on your hair. And after a while, you see these adverse side effects, right? And for some people, it happened soon. For some people, it happened a long time. It took a long time to happen because everybody has, a different reaction to things. So for some, it might be immediate. For some, it might take a while. And people are saying, it's just now that people are coming out talking about Deva products, and if they had a problem before, why didn't they talk about it a long time ago? And I actually have seen videos where for up to 2 years, people have been saying they have issues with Deva. They're like, I tried Deva Curl, and then when I watch the videos, they're like, oh, Deva Curl makes my hair dry, so I can't use it anymore. Or, they weren't thinking there's something wrong with Deva Curl. They were thinking maybe this product doesn't work for me. Maybe the formula doesn't work for my hair. They're not thinking, yeah, this shit don't work. It's this product's fault. So it's easy to be like, oh, because you didn't figure this out a long time ago. But when you're not looking for a fault in a specific area, it's hard to see, right? When you trust something, for example, you trust somebody and they tell you jump, you might fucking go ahead and jump. I'm just saying. So that's why it's important to be careful of who you trust, be careful of who you listen to, be careful of who you put your faith in, whether it be an influencer or a brand or whatever else, because when you listen to the recommendation of these people, when you trust them and you're like, okay, this place, this company would never do anything that will hurt me, and then it does, like, shit like that happens. And maybe they didn't intend to do anything that's harmful. Maybe they're just trying to make money and make profit because it's a company and they're doing things and changing things to reinvent themselves and reinvent their formulas or whatever. And this happens. Could be. Or it could be that build up shenanigans. And then it could be causing this adverse side effects and you just didn't notice right away because you weren't paying attention, you didn't think it was bad, you didn't, it's hard to notice things that happen gradually. If your hair falls out the moment you do something, you're like, oh shit, this is what caused it, right? But if things happen over time very slowly, it's hard to figure out what the issue is. And maybe people notice, like, maybe today my hair is dry, or maybe this time my hair is not curly, but you're not thinking, oh, this product that I've used is the reason. You might think maybe I didn't do something right, or people tend to blame themselves a lot. So they probably think maybe I did something wrong, maybe it's me, maybe I need to go take some more vitamins or something. Any amount of those reasons could have been the reason why people weren't talking about it before. And when it comes to like a large brand, it's similar to like, how something might happen to somebody and they don't want to talk about it. When it comes to like large brand, you don't want to be attacked. You want to be like that one person to say something and then people looking at you like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Like, you kind of like, okay, nobody says anything, so maybe it's just me. I'm about my own business and not say anything and just figure this shit out. But it's easier to talk up when more people have an issue. And so this is why it's important for people who are strong-minded, who are strong-willed to talk up. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not the person that always speaks up for myself. I will endure shit for the longest time and be like, okay, it's probably just me. So people will be like, oh, now everybody wants to come out and talk shit and say this. Sometimes it's really hard. If you're not that person, if you don't have that personality, sometimes it's really hard to be like, hey guys, is this probably making your hair fall out? Because you don't want to make those claims and it be like people jump on you and attack you, because people can be vicious, I tell you. So you don't want to be that person, and the gang mentality comes in, they're like, oh, you did this, you said that, you're a fall, and they attack you. Because people like to attack people. They find one common enemy, they're like, especially on the internet. So I could get how people might not have come out sooner to talk about it. And now when their feelings have been kind of validated, when they're like doubting themselves and like maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and they don't want to say it. Now their feelings have been validated, now they're coming out. But of course, with these situations, there's always going to be people who just jump on the bandwagon. There's probably going to be people who feel like they're affected by it, but they're not affected by it because it could be other, you know, reasons and other things that attribute to it. But not every 4,000, 11,000 people that's complaining is one of those people. Some of those people, maybe a large percentage of those people, you know, was actually affected by Deva Curl. And I'm really like appreciative of those videos that came out like 2 years ago, a year ago, that said I use this product and it made my hair dry as hell and it napped and tangled and I'm not using it again. Cause it just made me feel like, okay, it's not just a spring out of the moment thing, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, but people had issues and only some people said it, and some people might have thought it wasn't important, and some people might have thought maybe this product doesn't get rid of my hair, because they knew about hair type and porosity and all that stuff that people know about, and they're like, maybe this doesn't work for my hair. Some people, their hair like a certain ingredient, some people hair doesn't agree with a certain ingredient. So some people like coconut oil, and some people don't like it. Some people like shea butter, some people don't like it because it doesn't make their hair feel the way that they want it to feel. So it could be something like that where somebody used it, or like, oh, maybe the ingredients in this product doesn't really work for my hair, and so I don't need to use it. And they just attributed it to that. Some people use other stuff that might have rinsed out the ingredients in the Deva Curl products and might have restored the health or did something good. Some people might have done other stuff that really, you know, helped to bring their hair back and grow their hair, so they didn't see that much effect. Maybe they massage your scalp, maybe they use one of those sonic things, maybe they did deep treatment, maybe they clarified, maybe they did other stuff that helped grow their hair and helped maintain their hair even with using the Deva Curl products, so they didn't see the effects right away. So it could be so many things, but I think it's kind of obvious that a lot of people are having problems and there's something to it. So it is Deva Curl's responsibility to figure out what it is. I mean, otherwise people just won't buy their shit, because even if it's not true, even if there's no chemical spill or there's no adverse side effects to these ingredients, you think I'm gonna like, oh yeah, these people are crazy, 11,000 people are crazy, I'm gonna go try? Heck no, I'm not trying it. I'm like, well, I don't know, but I'm gonna just stay away from this one until somebody figures this shit out, because I'm gonna get involved in whatever this is. And because of this issue now I'm thinking, this could be any brand, this could happen to anyone, this could be any product that you use, because they don't know what the issue is and they claim that it's safe. So how many other brands out there that think they're safe with great ingredients that could potentially over time have, you know, problems like this? So now I'm like, okay, remember those products that I bought that had those small inactive ingredients that are sulfates and silicones and all that shenanigans? I'm not gonna use them no more. I'm gonna return them. It's going to be sent back. So the products that I bought are gonna be sent back, because I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to take the risk of having issues with these products later on down the line. And though I didn't start out this journey initially thinking I'm gonna get all natural products and I'm gonna be like healthy and all that, I'm like, I don't want to die either, and I don't want my hair to fall out either. So even though I might not want to do everything, I'm definitely going to try to do nothing and just have my hair fall out like that and look like a crazy person. Absolutely not. So if my hair is going to be damaged, it should be because I did shit wrong and not because somebody else did shit wrong. No. So returning those products because I want to be sure, and then I'm using the Think Dirty app trying to figure out which products will be good. And then I'm still going to read those ingredients and see what it says about it, because I want to make sure. And there's also another app you can use to look at the ingredients, and I'll link it somewhere to give you that information. There's probably others, I don't know. But the Think Dirty one is probably the most popular one, and since the old Deva Curl debacle, I've heard so many people talk about it, and before that I heard like one person mention it, and I was like, that one person that mentioned it, I got it from that time, but now everybody's talking about it. I'm like, really? People knew about this all this time, and now they're just talking about it now? But like I said, they probably didn't think it was important, so they didn't mention it. But this is why it's really important for you to do your research, you to find out as much information as possible, but then make your decision and your judgment not solely on one person, but on the collective, on the group, because you can get a different picture when you gather a certain amount of information. So it's like a review, right? One person might be like, yeah, this is great. One person might be like, oh no, this sucks. And then there might be some in the middle. But, you know, use the information that you gather to your discretion. Take everything that's said with a grain of salt. And do your own research. Do what you feel is going to be best for you in your situation, your hair, your body, your life. And just try to make the best decision you could possibly make based off information that you have. And just do whatever is going to make you feel healthy, happy, and you know, that you think is going to be good for you. That's all you can do. Just know that whatever decision you do make will have consequences. And you're just going to have to live with those consequences, whether it's good or bad. And if it's bad and you failed and you made a mistake and you just learn something from it. So you did something wrong, this didn't work, that didn't work. Now you know it doesn't work. And then you could try something else, you could do something different, and you could be like, I can move on, I can move forward. Don't beat yourself up and be like, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I didn't do this. Move forward, learn, grow, be better. That's it. But at the end of the day, I feel like the decisions that I am most happy with are the ones that I made for myself. The decisions that always upsets me, that keeps me up at night, that for years and years I think about, are the ones that someone else told me to do, someone else convinced me to do, and it turns out to be shit. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I shouldn't have listened to them. I should have followed my gut instinct. Should have followed my intuition. I could tell you my intuition for a lot of stuff isn't wrong. And you're probably the same too, because you know yourself. You know things that might work for you, that doesn't work for you, and you might not pay attention to it because you're like, this person knows more than I do, right? I'm not talking about like a doctor now, for example, but like people that don't know anything, right? People in your daily life. That sounds mean, but you don't know what you don't know, and they don't know what they don't know either. They're like, what I hate. Oh my god, I'm gonna get upset. What I hate, and I see it every single day at my job, and I fucking hate it. What I hate is when, like, I can understand, I can get that sometimes you just believe what you believe, and you're confident in your belief. You're like, I know what I know, and I know that I'm right. But I'm upset. I'm always upset when somebody is so confident in their belief. They don't for a second, because I'm not a confident person. Like, I'm confident in certain things, but I have limits to my confidence because I like to be informed, right? So I never tell anybody that I know something for a fact until I've done so much research, so much stuff that I feel like, you know what? I've done more research than I could ever do, and I've learned nothing new for a while, and I feel like I have all the information that I now, you know, need to determine that I am now an expert in this area. So even at my job, somebody might ask me a question, I'm like, let me find out. It's not because I don't, for a second, can't figure it out, or I've never dealt with a situation, or I never can come up with the answer. If I ever for a minute, and if it's something that's important, and if I ever for a minute feel like I don't have all the knowledge for that area, I will ask somebody else, and I will find out. And when that person gives me that information, I'm like, okay, that's what I was thinking too. That's the right one. If they give me something else that's another answer that is different from mine, it doesn't correlate. So now I'm like, I have to figure it out more. I have to do more research, right? I have to ask someone else. So people might think that you asking more questions, you saying, I'm not sure, let me find out, as a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. Because I'm not gonna dare say I'm sure about something when I don't know if I'm sure, right? I don't know if I have all the information, all the knowledge. So I'm like, I'll find out. But the people that I hate are the ones like, yes, I know this for sure. I'm right. You're wrong. And I'm like, how am I know? Really? Prove it. And then you make them prove it. and they're like, oh no, never mind, you're right. I'm like, I know I'm right. I knew I was always right, but just on that off chance, that slight chance that I was wrong, I would not force you to do something or encourage you to do something just on that off chance. But there are areas that I know I'm confident in, and I'm like, that's what it is. You can tell me nothing. You can tell me nothing about it, because there's a reason why I believe I know that. And it's not just based off my opinions and my intuition, it's based off of facts. I have a bachelor's of science, so I am used to facts, thesis, research, right? And it kind of shaped the person I am now. So I would never ever come out and say something is fact or true unless I've done research and have a solid amount of evidence to believe it's true. That's how I am. So people might think, no, she's not like confident in this way. I'm not confident because I'm not sure, and I want to be sure. So I wish I could be like some of those people that's like, oh yes, like the sky is black, and you're like, are you sure it's black? And I'm like, yes, it's black. Are you sure it's not blue? But like, it's black. And you're like, I mean, can you prove that it's black? Because it don't look black. But you have people like that. They would fucking tell you they can fucking sell water to a whale. They can tell you this and that because they're so confident, and you're like, damn, I wish I could be so confident with so little knowledge that you have. And I see it all the time. I work with so many different people, so many different personalities, and I'm always so amazed, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I know that I don't brag about knowing, and then there are a lot of stuff that they don't know that they think they know, and they like act like the biggest boss in town. They're like, I know this shit about life and what. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna still figure it out. But I'm gonna bring this to an end. Those are the things that upset me when people encourage other people to do things and tell them to do things or for them to do things that they don't have all the information and knowledge about. So, got in this situation, do your research. Make up for yourself if you want to use this product or not, want to use other products like that or not. If you are willing to live with the consequences based on that decision, because who knows? We could all be wrong. We know what we believe now could change. People are always changing, people are always learning. Things change. So it's important for you to make an informed decision for yourself and be happy with that decision. So if your decision is like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this video, I'm gonna try this, try it. But then don't blame anybody else. And that's all the tips I can give you. But it's fine for people to learn things from others, to gather information from others. You just have to make sure you use that information not as like a Bible, but as a guide to figuring out what will work for you. So people might be like, oh yeah, this works for me, use that rice water, do that inversion therapy, and you can be like, I could try that, but I don't think it's gonna work for me. Maybe you could try it, but maybe you try that inversion therapy and is it therapy treatment, whatever, the inversion thing, and then because I've tried it like once, or I tried it twice. 1 week I did it one time, and the other week I did it one time. I was like, yeah, that's not working out for me, because I don't like the feeling, right? Me hanging upside down, and then I got a headache the day after, and I had a migraine for the entire week. So that's why I only did it that one day. And I was like, yeah, I can get the idea, but I feel like you can get this same effect by just massaging your head. So I'm gonna stay away from that, because I don't want to like have my blood vessels explode or something. So that's the decision I made based off of myself and how I felt when I tried it. That's all you have to do. So you can try stuff, but then if you try stuff and you feel like this doesn't feel right, I tried this product and it makes my hair dry, I don't like how I feel, I don't like how it looks, then don't use it. Stop using it. Don't be like, oh yeah, this person has been using it for 12 years, so now I have to try this shit for 12 years. Just stop using it. Go based on how you feel. Follow your instincts. Something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. So that is it for this video. I feel like I went on a whole tangent. I might have to cut this up into many parts, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you again another time. I really need to spritz some moisture in my hair because it's getting kind of dry. But I'll see you again another time when I make a new video. Bye.
Ooh, like, what are you doing to my face? And you're like, no, it's my face, you know? So it's just, but I don't have qualms with that. I think it's an interesting dynamic how people feel like they, you know, they have this right and ownership.
Damn, I was like, I'm going in, I'm gonna beat him.
I haven't eaten this one. Wait until I eat this one, then it's gonna be a problem. Should I just eat this one? Or do we have, how many more questions do we got?
What was your answer? I had zero attention on that whole story.
One more question?
There's one more question.
I might as well eat this, right? I feel like, you know, because then it's this, but then it's those. Okay.
Who does Laura Jean end up with in this film? Peter or John Ambrose McLaren?
This is coming out before the movie?
You're a dick.
This is coming out before the movie? Is this coming out before the movie?
It's coming out before the movie.
Okay, hold on.
That's a good question.
No!
We don't have a choice.
No.
Dude, we're screwed.
No!
I got it.
Okay, pep talk. Pep talk. You start. Pep talk.
1. Chills.
Okay.